So here goes. Power to the power supply. Power button. And it's alive. So this PC was allegedly didn't turn on, and the owner asked me to check it out or to diagnose, or rather fix this thing. So this is the underside of the PC. As you can see, it's all grimy. The glass is also quite dirty. I think this has been staying on the floor. Not sure what motherboard that is. It says Tough Gaming, but I can't see the details. Probably see later when we open it. This thing has no GPU, so I'm guessing the processor is it's an APU. Is that right? Anyway, it's a CPU with a built-in graphics capability. So I prepared the vacuum. We will clean this out first. Try to clean it as much as possible, and then try to see what's wrong with it. So apparently, it was, customer says this thing has no power, so we'll see. Alright, time to vacuum. Alright, so we got it as clean as we can. Of course, that's not the final cleaning, we just got rid of the dust. So I think this front panel pops off, but I'm not sure how. I think we'll open the glass panel first and see what's inside. It doesn't have an exhaust fan. Does it have an intake fan? I don't think it has. So this has been running on passive cooling. Not good for the PC, I think. Anyway, we'll open it up and see what we can see. Okay, so this is the PC. I removed the tempered glass. So this is the inside. It's quite filthy. Cobwebs, a good layer of dust and more cobwebs, and a grimy fan. Okay, so this is the motherboard. It is a Tough Gaming B450M. Tough Gaming. Who made Tough Gaming? Was it Asus? Is it an Asus board? I think it is. The NVMe slot seems to be vacant, so I am guessing the boot drive is either a mechanical drive or an SSD, a SATA SSD, which there's a SATA cable, a 90-degree SATA cable connected there. What is that? It's a piece of wire. Is it? Oh, it's a rubber band. Rubber band that has become crispy rubber bands. Okay, so I might need to remove the motherboard, clean out the case, connect everything back, clean the fan first, of course. The fan is MSI, so I'm guessing the case is an MSI case. There's the MSI Dragon right there. Okay. Alright, so next game plan. We'll disconnect the motherboard. Remove the motherboard. Probably remove the power supply. Clean that up. And then the fan right here, clean the case as much as we can, and hopefully that will fix this thing.
No.
So before I unmount the motherboard, I would like to see the back and see the cable management. So we're gonna unscrew this thing. Oh wow, crispy screws. It means that this hasn't been opened. I don't know, years. Oh!
So I called it that. I'm sorry. I said I'm sorry. The name of the
Oh my! This thing doesn't want to come off. And ta-da! I don't know about cable management, but this thing is a mess. Fan? Is that a fan controller? It's got a fan controller and only one fan with RGB. And there's the boot drive. It's a Kingston SSD. No, Kingston SATA SSD. Okay.
That movie. I'm sorry, babe. I did wrong things to you. I did bad things when I played.
Where did you get that? So we have a 500 watt power supply. That is China. It's 80 plus white. Oh, sorry. 80 plus white, 500 watt. Enough power probably. It's a non-modular power supply. Okay, this will be a tough clean if we will ever get it clean. Look at that. It's filthy! Okay, we'll probably get the board out first and then see what we can do. Remove the power supply, disconnect everything, and then maybe we can remove the front is that the front cover? Not sure we can though. Okay, that's the game plan. Remove everything, clean it out, put it all back in, and cross fingers it will work then. I have to find a way to test the power supply though. It could just be the switch. Okay, so we managed to get a little bit of the grime out. I will need a 2-inch brush, 2-inch paintbrush to clean this out, and maybe some glass cleaner with ammonia. So first we will remove the motherboard, see if we need to repaste the CPU and the heatsink and fan. So far I haven't figured out yet how to take the front panel off. Alright, but first the motherboard, which is hanging by just 4 screws at the top. See that? It's moving, so it's just mounted up here. 3 screws. Come on, this thing needs more screws. Anyway, okay, we shall do that. So this is what I mean when it's only mounted with 4 screws at the top. Look down here, floppy board. So these are the connectors down here. There's one over there. So I need to take a photo of this one so that I know where to plug them back in. Seems to be a USB over there and the audio back there. That, I don't know what that is. Oh, that could be the front panel buttons and lights. That of course is the SATA cable that goes to the SATA drive at the back. That is a USB 3. That 24 pin. There's one more there, that's probably the fan. Yeah. Motherboard is out. So all the cables went under the board. We'll probably route it through there after we're done. We'll rewire this thing. Oh, look at that filth. So I was wrong about the power supply. It's not the generic Chinese one. It's a Cooler Master MWE 500. Not familiar with this model, but Cooler Master, the brand, supposed to be good. Okay. Here is the front panel. I managed to remove it. It's filthy. Filthy! And there is the poor MSI fan. Right. So we'll clean these up. Alright, there's the CPU with a really dry thermal paste. It's a Ryzen 3 3200G. Here's the heatsink and fan. I cleaned it as best as I could. It was clogged up with dirt. The fins were all blocked. And of course the dry thermal paste. I do have extra thermal paste with me. I will clean the CPU and the heatsink and fan and then apply new thermal paste and then put it back together. The memory, it had 2 modules of DDR4 2666. What is this? This is 8 gigabytes for a total of 16 for this system. Alright, so I've cleaned quite a few of the stuff that needs to be put back. The cables for the power supply I cleaned as best as I could, but of course dirt and grime. I'll see if I can get it cleaner than that. The board was also relatively a bit dirty, so I cleaned it up a bit, and next step would be to put the heatsink and fan back on the CPU, set the motherboard aside, and clean the case and the front cover. And then we'll put it back together, and hopefully by then it will work. Again, this one I was asked to repair this one because it had no power, allegedly. Problem is I don't have my tool to test the power supply, so I'll just wing it probably. Clean it, put it back together, and usually that works. So we'll see. Right, so this is the PC with the replaced motherboard. As you can see, it's now the Gigabyte B450M. We removed the Tough Gaming board from that thing. There's the box of the new motherboard. The old board is in here. So we've connected it for the first time to power, and I haven't turned it on yet. So here goes. Power to the power supply. Power button. And it's alive. Ooh. RGB fans. But there is no display. Oh. Not good. It's just analog. It's supposed to be HDMI. How do we switch to there we go. Well, new CPU installed. What is that? Of course, new CPU installed. Come on, what the heck is wrong with you? That's not a good sign. Okay. That's a better sign. Getting devices ready at 33%. Well, I think I know what the problem is. It's because we didn't change the system on the hard drive. It's migrating to a new board, and I think we need to install new drivers. Uh-oh, that's not good. Aha! We're in. Perfect. Okay, I think our job is done here. We just need to burn in the system. Make sure it doesn't croak. It hasn't been on for more than 10 minutes, so yeah. The screen though, something wrong with the screen. The lower half, no, the lower thirds. The lower thirds is crap. Not good. But it's working. Fan is on backwards though, I think. So it's exhausting air. It's exhausting air through here. It's supposed to be sucking air in. But we don't have an exhaust fan, so I guess that's a problem. I think it's fine. Warm air can exhaust through the top because it's just mesh. And I don't think they are running heavy games on this thing, so I think it's fine. So yeah, there we go. Keyboard. Okay, keyboard works. Mouse works. Does it really? Yes, it does. Okay. Finally. So yeah, this thing needed a new board. There was nothing wrong with the power supply. It was the motherboard just died. Okay. So there we are. Let's try to reboot this thing. Oh dear. Can't see a thing. Supposed to reboot this thing if we can't see a thing. Aha, the command line. I remember the command for restart in Windows. I think it's shut down. You can just see. Okay. So it's shutdown /R and then /T000. Okay, let's do that. /R/T000. Enter. Aha! It's restarting. Good. After the first reboot, we will leave it on for 2 hours, shut it down, then turn it back on, leave it on for another hour, and then I guess that's good enough for testing. Alright, so we'll do that, and we'll let the owner know. So that's it. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.